What's up, YouTube? Capital G here, Duel commentary. I'm getting kind of frustrated. I can't seem to find any good games. Alright, we got Carteros, 1689. That has to be one of the higher ratings on Dueling Network. Probably about top 10-ish, top 15. Versus Cool Kid, 1489. Clearly the higher rating here by a significant amount, 200 to be exact. Cool Kid opened with Dis, Sacrifice, Scout, set 1, 2 in his hand. Carteros used L. I believe he used L for Construct. I know they used Equipped Wyvern. I don't know what else that he used. I believe it was a combination of Squamata and I think it may have been Falco and Wyvern, because Falco is set, and I believe he sent Squamata and Beast, or maybe he used Falco off of Construct and sent Beast with Squamata. Anyways, all we need to know is that's what he dumped. So he plays Mathematician as his normal summon, which is good for him because it automatically gets rid of Scout if he wants to go Dragon. Or he could do something different. He could always go for Fearless. Fearless is good because it makes those enemy controller plays really live. Nope. Keeping it simple. Going for Dragon. This guy is definitely the highest rated Shaddoll player on Dueling Network. 1689. It's not even close. Alright, so he's basically able to get rid of the Scout with Dragon. He does not attack anything else. He's in a good position because even if he gets like hit with Stealth, the only thing that Cool Kid can pendulum is just the Scout, and he still has Falco and Mathematician that he has to get through, because I would assume he'd want a Stealth away Construct. I mean, you don't want you still have to get rid of Falco. Falco is kind of a problem, and then you at the minimum have to attack Mathematician, and that gives him cards. So doing this without a Scout too it's kind of difficult. But I mean, if he tributes, he can just get Sacrifice and get a Scout back. Alright, so it looks like he's going to tribute. It better be for Scout. Okay, so it's not. He's going to activate the effects of Disc and Sacrifice. Okay, so I guess he's going to make Sacrifice chain 2 and Disc chain 1. Oh, wow. He's bringing out 5s. Is he going to go into Volcasaurus or something? And just go straight for damage? Maybe he might try and game him or something? Okay, so he brings out Volcasaurus to blow up Construct. That does do a lot of damage because that's 2800. But keep in mind those materials will not go to the graveyard, or they'll not go to the extra deck. They go to the grave. Then he brings out Gaia Dragon. Okay. I mean, I guess he could game him if he has like a Regeki or something. Now it looks like he's going to Pendulum. I guess. I mean, he can Pendulum. All he has to do is just play Scout. Okay, so there it is finally. He decides to... I would think that he would get... Oh, he gets Sacrifice. He's not going to Pendulum. I thought that he was going to go for what's it called? I was sure that he was going to go for Carrier to get more damage. Oh, Laser Queep. Okay, that does actually technically change things. Alright, so... Because he can bring out another disc now. Oh, Monarch Stormforth. Wow, that was sack. Savage sack. Okay, so tribute 1. And you really needed that Falco. Oh, no, he can't because he already went into his extra deck. Oh, wow. Misplays for days. Oh, man. Sometimes that used to happen to me with what's it called? Sometimes that used to happen to me with Battery Man. Oh, my goodness. I wonder if they caught that. Yeah. Oh, man. That might seriously cost him. I mean, he's going to eat some damage. Don't get me wrong. But the fact is, you can't kill your opponent now. And you've already put Scout on board, and this is just really bad. Not to mention, you have an extra deck monster. Oh man, the misplays are real. He goes for Beast. And Are you going to attack the beast? You have to attack beast, basically. You just have to leave him with mathematician and hope that he doesn't get like a dragon. Because if he gets a dragon and he gets rid of your back row, man, you're going to get wrecked. Because he's getting 3 draws to get a fusion, basically, because you gave him this card right here. So, yeah, he totally can't kill him. That misplay was real. Oh, my goodness. So now he has a whole hand of cards to do something. And he does have the dragon. He's going to ignore the scout. Yeah, he's going after your back row. It's MST. Just because if it was vanities or something, I would be shocked if Kataros does not OTK him. If he doesn't have a snatch steal or an enemy controller in his pocket. And with so many cards, he might have a fusion. Like the regular fusion. One of those cards is L, so I guess that's not super... It's not super great, but L can totally kill this shit. So, although you probably wouldn't want to kill it until you've used the regular fusion. So, we'll see what happens. Not to mention, your disc is only 28. If your disc would have been 31, it might have been an issue. But yeah, that was a clear misplay. The second he went into that Volcasaurus, he could not use the Monarch Storm 4th. So, alright, Kataros is looking at his extra deck. Don't get me wrong, Construct can do some damage here. Because he only needs to kill one of them. Maybe a Snatch Steal or Econ the other one. If he's running Econ, which probably should be. Maybe you get BLS and BLS just attacks over both of them. That's also a possibility. He's got lights and darts in the grave. He's banishing a dark for the light dragon. Okay. Well, his L, as long as he has any Shaddoll monster in his hand, his L is totally live now. Brings it out in defense mode. And he's looking at his extra deck. Can't quite exceed yet. But as long as you have a Shaddoll in your hand, you should be good. Because once you get the construct, you should get everything that you need off of her. Mainly, you should just, if you're playing core, well, I guess it depends on what he discards, actually. Ideally, you'd want to get rid of a Squamata so that you can get core in the graveyard and get fusion in the graveyard so that you can just activate fusion and use your last construct off of fusion, and then hopefully you draw like you draw an out to your opponent's field. All right, so he's going to L. He's using Felis and Squamata. Okay, so he should be okay. Feliz Navidad. Oh, that was cute. Feliz Navidad. Alright, so Construct's coming out. I expect it depends on if he has core or not. If he has core, then I expect him to send Fusion with Construct, and then with Squamata send core, and then add back the what's it called? Add back the regular Fusion to your hand and activate it this turn. I wonder why he brought out White Dragon in defense mode and not in attack mode. Like, he should be trying to do as much damage as possible. Even if he has to crash with the construct, that would still be 3,300. And keep in mind, his opponent has not used okay, so he goes for Falco. Maybe he doesn't have core. He may have it in his hand or something like that. I don't know. We're going to see what has to happen here. He draws a card. Falco is set. He's still at 5,000 life points, so there's pretty much no way he can kill the Falco without triggering it, unless he has another Stormforth, I guess. But then he can't Pendulum from his extra deck. So, yeah. It says you cannot summon monsters from your extra deck. He says core in hand. Yeah, core has to be in his hand. That's what I'm thinking, because he should have... If not, then he would have obviously sent core with Squamata. That's literally the only thing I can think of is core is in his hand, which sucks because you only run one core, and to draw, it's just, ugh. He'll probably set it this turn too. That might be why he put that White Dragon in defense mode. So I would think probably you'd want to get rid of Gaia Dragon here, just so that it doesn't do any further damage. And pretty much not really worry about Disc right now. Try and kill Disc later. Because if you attack Disc and your opponent activates Scout, then they can just pendulum the Disc back, and you don't want that. If you kill the the Gaia Dragon, all that shit goes to the graveyard and they can't get it back. So it says no dragon, no party. I don't know what dragon he's talking about. If he's talking about Dark Arm or Black Dragon or what. Okay, so he's going to use his normal on Squamata. And I would assume he's going to go Castell and just spin back the Scout. Nope, he makes 101 instead. My man does not care about Scout at all. So, yep, the materials still fall off. And he gets Gaia Dragon. I guess he just wants to do the damage on him. Okay, so Construct and Disc will trade. No White Dragon effect. Disc goes to the extra deck. Construct will die. And she's able to get the L back. The L that he's basically used every single turn. That one copy of L. Mathman and 101 will both get in there for a little bit of damage. And he's at 2100. So, I mean, he can still play Scout a couple of times. He'll probably set L and set L plus a core. At least that's what we assume. He says he doesn't have core. Oh, I guess he just doesn't run core. I don't know. I would definitely run core. I mean, this play did more damage, but unless you had MST, I think I probably would have went for Castell. And just, I probably would have went for Castell and just tried to get rid of the Scout. But Kataros doesn't seem too concerned about the Scout at all. Cause he clearly could have gotten rid of it. I have not seen a Shaddoll deck ever that doesn't run, what's it called? That doesn't run, what's my man's name? Castell. Alright, so it looks like he's gonna pin. I guess he's just gonna pin back those, the discs. I mean, and just going for double disc is not really that great. I mean, he's bringing out Scout too. Oh, okay, Helix hype. And I guess you better hope that he doesn't have, towers. So it looks like he's gonna tribute 2. For stealth, I guess he's going after his back row. So he might even go after his own card. So no, wait, that wouldn't work. He's going after a face down card. And what is stealth going to target? Stealth is going to target what? I wonder if he'll ever use that. All right, so it's core. Huh. So yeah, he totally did have core. He was lying. It's gonna bounce. All right, so he bounces Scout. Core obviously can't do anything because it can't respond. And now he's gonna play that again. Now the one problem is he basically can't take any attacks. What's happening here? Did I miss something? What's happening? Okay, yeah, I'm like, what are you doing? Are you gonna get sacrifice or? I mean, he can tribute summon again. I would think that you'd want to get another stealth maybe. To get rid of the Falco, to put that shit in your opponent's hand. I still think Kataro should have gotten rid of that Scout. It seems like if he would have gotten rid of the Scout, he wouldn't have had any problems. Okay, so he's going for disc. I guess he's going to tribute both of the discs for the new disc. Man, disc action. So all the discs are gone. So that is his laser creep summon. That's his second summon. And he gets Carrier and Helix. Here's the problem. He still can't technically kill Kataros. Because 101 has to get attacked twice. And Falco is going to not only survive, well, Falco will take an attack, and then whatever Falco gets will also take an attack. So even though this field is impressive, he can't technically kill him. Okay, so is he gonna trade? That didn't make any sense. Okay, whatever. So they trade. That didn't make any sense. I guess, yeah, I don't really understand that. I guess it really doesn't matter, to be honest. Alright, so Mathematician dies. He takes 700. He's gonna get a draw. Actually, it's more than 700. I'm sorry. It's, yeah. I totally forgot that his attack is not 18. It's what's it called? It's 28, well, 31 actually, so. And it wouldn't be 700 anyways. So he doesn't attack the Falco, even though he has L set. Interesting. Totally interesting. I guess he just doesn't fear the Falco. And he can't play Scout anymore. Which means that if he loses that Scout, he basically might not be able to Pendulum anymore. Because it's not like he can search any more shit. Unless, well, I guess he could top deck a Summoner's Art and just not have to worry about playing it. Now, the good thing about this is the fact that this dude is level 8. So, he doesn't have to worry about getting Black Rosed or, Arcanite. You can Arcanite this dude, but, you can't Arcanite this or Black Rose it. Because Black Rose would do a ton of damage here. And he doesn't control any extra deck summon monsters right now. Those were both tribute summons, and they're both sitting on 3,100 attacks, so they're kind of hard to get rid of. Unless, of course, he just top deck Snatch Steal, and then he could just, if he had Snatch Steal or Econ, he'd just win. He'd just flip summon this. Actually, no, wait. Monsters you control would be 31, so yeah, he wouldn't be able to game them. Because his guy would be 31, and his opponent's guy would be 28. So Kataros is going to have to look for a recipe on how to kill this field. He needs a light monster. That's really what he needs. A light monster would help him out a lot. Whether it was Phaelus or... Because he could obviously make Winda. I just don't know if Winda would do enough. Alright, so Falco's flipped. And yes, that was Falco. I know some people probably thinking that ain't Falco. That was Falco. That ain't Falco. I love that Wombo Combo video. Alright, so Falco's flipped. I don't even know what he's going to get, though. Okay, so he gets Construct. Oh, yeah, okay, there's his light. He could just L those two, basically. If he's desperate, he can just L them. Okay, enemy controller. That ain't Falco. Alright, so he does have that enemy controller. And I guess it doesn't matter which one he takes, really. Because right now they're pretty much the same. And he'll be able to add back core if he wants it. Normal summon with 2 tribute, right? Yeah, they were both 2 tributed. Yeah, they were both normal summon. So you kind of have to kill them both. Or you have to somehow kill this. If you do that, then you can just ram those motherfuckers. He cannot forget about this card right here. Because if he tries to ram right now, the disc will just die and that'll be it. He can't forget that. Okay, so is he gonna go for a 9? What is level 9? Yeah, I'm like, what is level 9? That is 2 monsters. Can't be Mistworm. I'm really trying to think about what the hell is 9. Cause he could have went for Leo had he took this. This dude is 8. Okay, so he misplayed. Smart. He totally thought that he totally just didn't count the stars. Yeah. That was a colossal misplay. An absurd misplay. Yep. That was not very smart. You had the enemy controller, man. You had exactly what you needed. Had exactly what you needed. I'm trying to think of what he should have done here. I don't think he should have gotten. First off, wait. Okay, yeah, all right. What he should have done was he says my life was a lie. I thought it was level 8. No, it's not level 8. It's level 7. I think what he should have done was he should have L'd when he made construct, when he brought the construct back. He shouldn't have econ. He should have L'd. He should have L'd for another construct, right? All right, that would have given him construct number 3. From construct number 3, he couldn't have used Falco's effect because Falco had already been used. He could have sent Beast to the graveyard, right? I'm trying to think. Beast and shit, that still wouldn't have done it. No, not Beast, Hedgehog. But yeah, that still wouldn't have killed him. That still wouldn't have killed him. Because he has to, the problem is he has to get rid of this and both monsters. At least, well, one monster. If he would have sent Dragon, the construct could have crashed, but then he would have been sitting on a dead enemy controller. I'm not sure because I don't know what the other two cards in his, I don't know what the other two cards are. Well, technically the other one. He had a core, but core doesn't do anything right now. And he can make Shikanaga, but that bitch don't do nothing right now, so. He's gonna L using what? Denko and Falco? Denko and Hedgehog. Okay. Well, shit, if you had that, then the play really, if you had Hedgehog and another light, then it really should have been a lot simpler, because now all you have to do is, well, he already used all his dragons. But it doesn't matter. All he has to do is just make fucking, what's it called? All he has to do is make fucking Leo and Ram, and then Ram with Disc for game. As long as he's dumb and doesn't, I mean, as long as he plays Leo. Why did he not use Construct's effect? I guess it doesn't. Well, no, I think he dumped the original fusion using Construct's effect. All right, so he should be good. That looked like it was going to be an Omega misplay, but yeah, he basically was able to bail himself out of that. Because I'm thinking like, all right, at that point, all he has to do is just make Leo crash and then attack for game with the disc. What he needed mainly was the enemy controller. But I was like, well, if you had a light and a dark in your hand that you didn't already have to use, then you should win. Just make Leo. All right, so despite Kataros looking like he had no interest on winning that game, he pulls that out. It's going to be interesting. Cool Kid sides in like 2 seconds. By the way, Cool Kid says that he topped the YCS with Cleese. I mean, anybody want to give him a golf clap? Kataros, he did pretty good that game. I don't know, man. Shaddolls are. I think that the new water fusion is going to help them out a lot. It's probably a one of, just because I really wouldn't think that you need to summon it that much. But I mean, everybody's thinking about how you're going to summon it, and I'm just like, dude, just play Nodin. With Nodin, you don't even have to add any, like, you don't even have to add main deck monsters. You just play Nodin and just run that shit. You just summon Nodin from the extra deck with instant fusion. So, and if you what's it called? Like, if you run multiple instant fusions and you already used your Nodin, then you can just also use, like, you can summon Winda, and like you can like, all right, flip summon a Falco, get the effect, then instant fusion for Winda, and then make Arcanite Magician, and the Winda will trigger. So, I mean, it's really good. He says you can use deck Klee, right? What? I don't even understand what he's saying. Come on, guys. Less talking, more dueling. Get back to the games. Ain't nobody here watching you guys to talk. Let's close out these calculators. I would like to get more volcanic duels. I think that is by far my favorite deck to watch duel. Not a lot of people, I mean, people were playing them like a week ago, but there's not a ton of people playing volcanics on Dueling Network right now. Especially not like really high rated players. Like most of the high rated players play either Klee or Sertella Knights. Those are by far the most popular decks on Dueling Network. Even Burning Abyss, nobody really plays Burning Abyss that much. Anytime I play Burning Abyss with Sertellas, I'm like, thank God, I'm gonna fucking destroy you, because it's so easy to beat that deck. Klee's is the deck I hate running into, because they just have they have all of those you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and Burning Abyss, they don't play traps, so I wall up and just win. Alright, so he opens with that Fusion. Okay. Looks like he might go for a turn 1 Falco play. That also means that Cool Kid main decks the Monarch Stormforth. I don't know about that in Klee's. It seems okay, but I don't think it's that good. If I ran Towers, I would do it, but not if I don't run Towers. Alright, so he's able to get 3 effects this time instead of 2. Because he can get Construct, Squamata, and and Equipped Wyvern to get that Dark Arm out of his deck. So if I was him, I'd go Falco on Beast. Just because Falco gives you a guy that can absorb attack, and you can use Beast again, and Beast just gives you a straight up draw, so it gets you back to 5 cards. It seems really good. Having the Dark Arm potentially live is just like icing on the cake. Sometimes you summon Dark Arm, sometimes you don't. Even if you don't, you can always allure it. Hopefully you draw a lure sometime during the duel before you either win or lose. Alright, so he goes Falco Beast. That's pretty obvious. Banish the Dark Arm Dragon. Draw a card. Okay. There's that draw. And from here, basically, maybe he has a light or dark dragon. I mean, if he has a light dragon, I guess he could. Nope, he's setting back row. Pass his turn. Cool Kid who opted to go second. MST, okay. MST on MST action. I was gonna say, don't let that be Sinister Shadow Games. Activates Upstart Goblin. I hope he didn't keep in things like Storm. Although I guess he didn't. We didn't even see Storm. The only Storm we saw was Storm 4th. Because I'm like, you're not gonna get anything out of Storm against Shaddoll. They just don't run enough back row for you to do that shit. He plays that Scout, which makes me wonder. I think Treeborn Frog can work in Shaddolls also. People say, well, what about if you draw it? If you draw it, then just use it for fucking fusion. Like, it's not that complicated. Yeah, if you draw it, then just fuse with it and summon Lilith. Alright, so he uses Laser Queep to bounce to bounce Falco. Okay. Wait, what? So I guess he wants to bounce Construct instead. Fair enough. He sets 2. He must have Vanities or he must have either Vanities or Skill Drain to do a play like that, to just tribute a carrier for another carrier. That seemed kind of weird. I guess you had to get rid of the Construct, otherwise she could just attack over you. If you had Vanities or Skill Drain, it wouldn't matter because she just beat you the fuck down. So it looks like he's going to force out the back row. And it's Skill Drain. That was kind of obvious. He could use, he could use like L and totally get around the Skill Drain though. But it looks like he doesn't have L. And then if he had like a dragon in his hand, he'd be able to use it. Use the effect. But would you want to bring out Winda? I don't know. Alright, so he banishes a Dark for Light Dragon. And what's the play here? Okay, so he's going to ram. Okay, honest. Surprising. He makes a bad honest joke. Pretty sure that goes to the extra deck, not the graveyard. And he's going to attack with both. I'm surprised he didn't just make like Goyo Guardian or something. I really am. Because he could just make Goyo, and then, I don't know what his dart count is. Well, he had to reduce his dart count to what's it called? Yeah, he had to reduce his dart count. Plus, he doesn't have a way of triggering Equipped Wyvern right now anyway. But although he would get Equipped Wyvern, I mean, he'd get Black Dragon with the White Dragon going to the graveyard. But I don't know what his dart count is. Okay, he does not run level 6 Synchro. Wow. That's shocking. I just want to see if anybody else says anything about no Goyo. I mean, Goyo would be legit here. I'm surprised. Okay, so he's gonna Pendulum. Just keep in mind that if he had Goyo, he couldn't attack over him. Goyo's 28. I don't understand why. Yeah, I mean, you should. There was a couple of times where I didn't run level 6 synchros, but like after I realized how many times that I would have Falco plus random dragons, I was like, nah, I'm gonna add at least 1 6 in, and usually that 6 is Goyo. Just because Goyo he's pretty decent as, if nothing else, a fucking beater. Those dudes are both sitting on 27, and Goyo is 28. So Goyo just come down and beat the shit out of somebody. He doesn't have another Honest. Even if he did, what would be the point of using it right now? Like it would literally make no sense to use another Honest. Like what would be? You have Honest. I mean, you have a White Dragon on board, and then your opponent still has 2 carriers. So, like, what are you doing? All right, he is able to get to his Black Dragon, unless he has like MST in his hand, and he's just the smartest motherfucker ever. He has like MST for the skill drain, and is gonna like drop Dark Arm Dragon this turn or something. I don't know. All right, so Kataros will draw. And Scoop Phase. No running Goyo. Definitely no Goyo, no party. That was like, I don't know. I don't get that. All right, so quick side. Kataros is going first, surprisingly. I guess he just doesn't want to deal with floodgate cards. He wants to actually be able to summon things like Mathematician and not have to worry about skill drain or stupid cards like that. Shadow Mirror and whatnot. And he probably wants to be able to get a fusion on board safely. Mainly Construct. Winda's not good in this matchup. Not good at all. Winda was made for Burning Abyss. Construct was clearly made for Cleese. Because those are the decks that you want to summon those cards against. Alright, so unless Kataro's bricked, and if he had something like Denko, he should have sided that out. You shouldn't run Denko against Cleese. You don't get that much value out of it. Alright, so he opens with Fusion, Hedgehog, and Equipped Wyvern. This is looking very similar to the play that he did last time. There's Construct. And he says you open Equips every game. You sure do. Problem is, I don't really think Falco would be that good in this situation, because Falco into Hedgehog is like not good against Cleese. It's great against Burning Abyss because they're always going to put Xyz on the board, but against Cleese is not good at all. So I think you have to dump like Beast, and actually you probably have to search Beast and you'd have to what's it called? Yeah, search Falco and then dump Beast into the graveyard. So I guess it's the same. It's just you have to use your normal summon on Falco unless you have Mathematician. Even still, I don't know that you'd want to. I think that you'd still set Falco, because you wouldn't want Falco in your hand that deep into the game, even though it's only your second turn. Like, you want Falco on board turn 1. You don't want him on the board later than that, because chances are he won't get flipped. Your opponent might they might try and bounce him with Carrier, and then you'll never get his effect off, and that just won't be good. He said, what did Hedgehog get? Hedgehog got Falco. So if he sets a monster, you can assume it's Falco. You won't have to be thinking that ain't Falco. That is Falco. Alright, so he's back to 5 cards. Sets Falco. Sets 1. Passes. You know, if I had MST, and if I was Kataros, I don't think that I would set it. Although I could be totally wrong. Just because the chance of your MST getting MST'd are pretty high. Alright, so he MST'd Scout. I guess Cool Kid just didn't have any Spell and Trap Destruction. It just seems like usually when I have MST is the only card, people will fucking snipe MST with Night Beam or another MST so quickly, it's not even funny. He plays Helix, which does nothing. And I wouldn't even flip, I'd just attack. I wouldn't even flip my guy, I'd just fucking attack. Just to see if I can get my attack through. Okay, so he does flip. Skill Drain, Vanities, nope. Wow. Don't tell me that Falco's actually going to go off. He's asking for the target. It's obviously going to be Beast. The only way it could... Okay, it's Beast, yeah. I'm like, it's going to be Beast. Alright, so he skill drains him. That was obvious. And the reason I said that he probably should have attacked first is because if he would have attacked first, then he would have done more damage. Alright, so he uses enemy controller, which means Beast is totally gonna, or Falco's gonna work now. So Beast goes face down. He better hope that he doesn't have an L. Otherwise, he's gonna lose his guy. And he's still gonna be able to trigger Beast. Under skill drain too. So that would be really, really bad for Cool Kid. Because he's already going to take 5,200, like, minimum. Which means he'd only be at 1,000 life points. Unless he has something. I mean, he hasn't done his normal summon. If he has a normal summon in him, probably just do it and win. Okay, looks like he's going to use the regular Shaddoll fusion. I would guess he's going to probably try and... I don't know if he's going to use his hand or what. Alright, so he's using Beast because he can't attack with it, so why not? And Honest for another construct. Oh man, that random Honest, right? I mean, he's going full YOLO, so he better hope he doesn't attack into a Mirror Force. He'll draw one for Beast. He'll still not use his normal summon. Looks like he's not going to this game. Mirror Force, ho! Yeah, people, you gotta watch out for Mirror Force, man. It's a real card. It's a real card, man. Yeah, that sucks. I don't believe doing that. I don't believe in doing that anymore. Ever since people started playing Mirror Force, I do not... If you think that you have game against one back row, I'm sorry. I'm not doing it. I'm not losing to Mirror Force. I'm not gonna do it. You know? There are too many people who get Mirror Forced and just lose. Because now he has a bunch of spells, but he can't use them. I don't know about that. I would have, I just would have done something different. Alright, so hindsight 2020. Mirror Force gets it the fuck in. And now he has to go back to the grind game. And with his opponent having skill drain and him having double fusion, I just don't see how he could come back and win now. He can set those fusions all he wants. It's not like his opponent's going to blind MST him. I mean, I wouldn't blind MST. I'd just ignore that face down. I'd be like, oh, you go ahead and you set your fusion. I'm just going to beat you down with this random guy. Alright, so he's going to get attacked for 28. He has to take that. I totally just don't understand from the beginning of that play why he didn't just attack the Helix. If he would have attacked the Helix, he would have forced out skill drain. If he didn't force out skill drain, he would have ended up taking damage for nothing. So it's like, there was no rush to play Falco. I'd have just left Falco set. Or I would have flipped it in main phase 2, and then I would have forced out the skill drain. And then I would have contemplated, I might have contemplated making, what's it called? Making, Leo at that point. Even though Leo wouldn't have an effect, he'd be big as fuck. So now Kataros is he's just gonna get grinded down, basically. Alright, so I guess after taking both attacks, okay. He's gonna use, Shaddoll Core to protect his life points. And that's pretty much a wrap. Yeah, man. Mirror Force is one of those cards where that shit is so blowout right now. I think Mirror Force is starting to become really good because people just recklessly try and go for game. Since the game has gotten so fast and we do so much damage so quickly, they go YOLO all the time, and you flip over Mirror Force and it's like, okay, I guess you don't have a backup plan. Cleese do it, Sertella Knights do it. Burning Abyss not so much because Dante will still trigger. Shaddolls do it all the time. You can totally kill constructs, and then they'll be left with a bunch of random spells that they can't use. I don't know. I feel like I'm picking up some Ultra Mirror Forces. Oh, you can get Ultra Mirror Forces, I think, from TCG Player for like $3 now. So I wish I could get some from Metal Raiders, but all the ones that are listed are all fucked up. So I don't want any damaged ones. I'll get some from Duelist Pack Yugi for like $3.50 a piece. Alright, Kataros, dude, scoop it up. We know half of your hand is Shaddoll Fusion, and your opponent is not dumb enough to exceed for no reason. Even if you could, well, nah, you could actually out him because you could totally pop this with Dragon, but you see that Mirror Force was just it. Okay, maybe he might actually have some hope. There may be some hope here. The dream might not be dead. Watch him attack into another Mirror Force. Just because that's just the irony. I don't understand why he wouldn't want to banish Equipped Wyvern. Yeah, just at least get your Dark Arm back, because maybe you have a lure somewhere down there and you can, what's it called? Can he drop Dark Arm? I don't think he can drop Dark Arm, can he? He would have to have had 4 darks. And at this point, Dark Arm it can only clash. It can't kill anything. So, let's see if he can even drop Dark Arm or not. Okay, so he had 3 darks. Guess he could drop Dark Arm. That is a chaosy field, I swear. Chaos versus Cleese. This is like the ultimate showdown. You have Shaddolls like their biggest and most powerful boss monsters against Cleese like biggest and most powerful boss monsters too. You have Disc and Stealth. Those are like the best ones. Nobody gives a fuck about Shell because he sucks. Okay. The MST. Dude. That changes everything. It's a shame he has 2 Shaddoll Fusions though, right? That is a total shame. Okay, so Dark Arm gets rid of Stealth. Oh no, wait, yeah, it's level 7. I mean, yeah, Dark Arm is 7 and this dude is 8, so you can't pop it. Dark Arm is 7. I totally forgot about that for a second. You can pop this though. It doesn't change anything. Kataros is thinking that was a miss. It didn't change anything. Go after the back row and then go after the disc. If the back row is a sacrifice, then my God, what the fuck was he waiting for to equip it? Why didn't he equip it earlier? You still should have 2 darks in your graveyard, which means you can kill the disc and you can still kill the back row. All right, so he goes after the back row wisely. And what is it? If it's sacrifice, I'm gonna fucking trip balls. Maybe it's what's it called? Maybe it's Soul Transition. That probably would have been what I went after first. That's just my opinion. It's a shame he doesn't have Honest in his hand, right? Oh my goodness! What? What is this? I can't believe that. Oh my my god, I can't believe that. He must, what does he have, Scout in his hand or something? I totally cannot believe that. Alright, I don't know what is going on here. I really don't. Why would you not have already used Sacrifice? I guess he felt like he didn't need it. So Carrier goes down. I guess at this point you just attack and do as much damage as possible. So yeah, you attack. The problem is, man, that random 200 though. Oh, so close. So close. Yes, you sparks. You sparks. People were saying top deck Regeki, more like top deck snatch skill, right? Oh my goodness, you sparks. He says Geki or snatch. Yeah, that's what I see. In before snatch, BLS and win. Yeah, that would get him there because he could just attack. Man, that sacrifice though, that was crazy. And that the thing is, I would have went after that first. All right, so his pendulum in the defense mode. Okay, I guess he's gonna tribute. He tributes 2 for what? What's he doing? Well, I have no idea what's going on. He's looking at his extra deck. He says, Dad 7, Dis 7, my life. I mean, I assume he has something to tribute for. If he doesn't have a monster to tribute for, he can't win. Because if he pendulums and just thinks he can hide behind that, he has 2 fusions in his hand. He'll clearly use fusion. Once he uses fusion, it's over. Because he's just going to fill his fucking graveyard up with darts. All he has to do is use... Okay. What? He's just leaving his field open? What does he have? Swift Scarecrow? I have no idea what's going on. I don't understand. This is the craziest, trolliest match I've ever seen in my life. I don't understand what's going on. And Kataros, for some reason, seems hesitant to attack. Why? I don't get it. He says 2 fusion hype. Crow in hand. Doesn't want to win. Doesn't want to allow BLS. Fader in hand. You can't use Battle Fader. You can't special summon monsters unless they're Cleese. That would be... These are both stopping you. Oh! Swift Scarecrow. Oh, this is crazy. This is so crazy. Oh my god. He says this top deck. Oh my god. What is this? I wonder what's it called drew. I wonder what Kataros drew though. If he obviously didn't draw a dark. If he had a dark, he could just crack his scale. If he drew like a foolish or a math man, if he had a math man, that would be the maximum hype because mathematician could just give him 2 darks. He could send Squamata and Beast and draw and then get rid of his pendulum scale. All right, so he passes. He's clearly looking for Regeki or Snatch skill. Or Dark Hole. I guess Dark Hole gets the job done too. Or you could get Towers also. Dis would work as well. Okay. This duel is okay. So he has 2 fusions and I guarantee he will use one of those fusions. He says he doesn't play bad cards. Dude, Towers is not bad. Towers is a good card. Alright, so there's that Shaddoll fusion. Watch this be sacrificed. Like, real talk, watch this be sacrifice set. What do you guys think this face down is? Because I'm all out of ideas. I don't even know what to really think is going on in this game. He goes for Dragon. And Denko Sekka. Or as I like to say, Denko Rekka. He's looking at his extra deck. And he's going to bring out Construct. I'm 99% sure that he'll draw, or that he'll go Squamata. So he's gonna chain the Monarch Storm for no reason. Alright, so he goes Beast. I couldn't see if he put a Squamata in there, but I'm pretty sure he did. I'm gonna look back at this match and I'm gonna wonder for years how Cool Kid lost this match. Alright, so Dark Arm is going after his monsters now, clearly. Dark Arm for Helix. And Cool Kid decides to scoop it up. I'm gonna be scratching my head for this one for a long time. I don't understand. Yeah, you need that one card away, man. One card away. One card away. Thank you guys for watching as always.